Hey, what's up, players? Collective here. So this is kind of like a little vlog type thing. I'm sure I'm gonna have some form of video. It's probably just gonna be like a random spectated league game and all that sort of stuff, so that way you guys can watch. But I'm recording the audio and video separately because it's supposed to be treated separately. So if you just want to like tab out or something like that, it's not like you're gonna be missing anything crazy important in the video. I kind of want to talk about something that's been bugging me quite a lot lately, to the point where I feel kind of like awkward and nervous recording this, but it's about escapism and how it all affected me. For those of you who don't know what escapism is, essentially it's just, like escaping whatever kind of reality you're living in, so whether it's real life and stuff like that. Like for me, how it all started was with YouTube and with rapping and all that sort of stuff back in high school, because in like grade 11, grade 12, in grade 11 and grade 12, a lot of my friends were just assholes and shit. And then I started rapping, looking to YouTube and stuff, developing or throwing myself in a new community, just creating like an alter ego for myself, and all that sort of stuff. And then eventually it wound up taking me to a point where this escapism continued and kind of spiraled to the point where when CollectivePOV started, I was working in electrical, and I hated that job so much, and wound up looking to YouTube more and more, and my part-time job working as a server. So I was working like 7 days a week. I was exhausted, all that sort of shit. I was just frustrated all the time, burnt out from working, and just like hating most everything. So I kept looking to YouTube as my form of escapism. And when I started to make some money out of it, that was kind of like a turning point, because this is like all looking back on it. I mean, like at the time I was super excited about it because I was so ecstatic that I was able to make money off of YouTube, and so thrilled and anxious about the idea. I was but looking back on it now, I realized it probably wouldn't have been the very best choice, but everything is perfect in hindsight. I'm not saying I like regret anything or I'm quitting YouTube or anything like that. I'm just talking about escapism and how easily it is to get wrapped up in it. And I didn't even realize it until I started reading this book. It's called The Game by Neil Strauss, for those of you who want to check it out. It's really good. It's about a story of a pickup artist, and again, the book, it's a true story, by the way. And in the book, a lot of these guys are hitting their low points where they're getting sucked in, where their form of escapism doesn't stop. They basically just keep getting like wrapped up into all this world of seduction and everything like that. Nothing is ever good enough. It's just like it took over their complete reality. Like they quit, like they dropped out of school, quit their jobs, all that sort of stuff. And I realized YouTube for me was that world of seduction, and it was like starting a YouTube channel is seductive. Like all the positive reinforcements that you get. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I met some phenomenal people. Some of the nicest people I know actually come from the League of Legends community and their fellow content creators. Even some of the subscribers and just random players in the game. Like there's some real gems that play League of Legends, and they're truly outrageous. But when I realized that I fully encompassed myself in this escapism and made YouTube my reality, eventually it got to a point where I needed to escape from that. And like I find myself lately, especially starting over on my own channel, it's been incredibly humbling for several reasons. One of which, it's demoralizing, and the other is I completely overestimated how many people would switch over and subscribe to my channel. And so initially I took it to heart. I actually got pretty sad about it for quite a while, and then I realized that I'm actually pretty blessed, because this allows me to remove myself from a situation, I mean, metaphorically speaking, and then just kind of look at it. just to be able to pick apart for what it is, realize like what it was that was breaking me down, what was making me anxious, nervous, depressed. Like I actually felt like that. I felt like I had like butterflies and stuff in my stomach for like several days, and I couldn't pin it. Like I always just felt like I was nervous. And then whenever I tried to tell myself like, okay, Graham, I'm gonna wake up in the morning, gonna make a video, it'll be great, I just felt like shit the next day. Like I was completely low energy, wasn't able to do a damn thing. And it was like that today, actually. I was tempted to record this video like 4 or 5 days ago. Like 3 or 4 days ago. And it got to a point where I was just so fed up with myself. I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Like, what do I have to lose aside from a couple of subscribers? So here I am staring at a microphone, talking about escapism and how easily it is to get wrapped up in it. And that's the son of a bitch about it, is that you don't realize how easily you get wrapped up in it. Like, for me, I was always glorifying everything. Like for YouTube, and don't get me wrong, like having a gaming channel with 50,000 subscribers has been, well, not the 50,000 subscribers, but like just being in the gaming industry was a huge dream of mine ever since I was a kid. And I made it happen. But then magically, just out of nowhere, it wasn't enough. And I started to think like, am I just greedy? Am I selfish? Is nothing ever going to be good enough for me? All this sort of, philosophical bullshit that I pen myself at 3 o'clock in the morning while I can't sleep. But it's kind of a blessing in a sense. I was able to pursue a dream that I wanted, which was working in the gaming industry. Sorry, I have like some heartburn or something. It's kind of hurting. What was I talking about? Fuck. That's the thing, is like I can rant and then just go in a completely different direction and forget the point I'm trying to make. Escapism, it's easy to get wrapped up in it. Fuck, I lost my point. Right, okay, yeah, sorry, no, I got it. The point is that when I was able to make my dream a reality, I also didn't realize that my quote-unquote dream was a form of escapism, and I wasn't truly dealing with a lot of my surroundings. I stopped hanging out with a bunch of friends. All I did was just lock myself in my room, make videos on occasion, and just sit, play games, and do nothing all day. And I tried a couple of times, to start working out, go for runs, go out and visit my friends more, but nothing really ever seemed to work. And regardless of what I tried, I always kept feeling like nothing was good enough. And I'm not saying like I'm arrogant and like completely above everything. It just felt like nothing was truly able to satisfy me, to be able to bring me back to ground zero, to be able to make me happy again. But it wasn't until I was hanging out with one of my buddies, and then he suggested I read The Game by Neil Strauss, and I decided to go to Chapters, buy myself a copy, and I started reading it, and I realized, like, it hit me like a fucking truck. It's just, like, it was kind of like I don't know how to word it, really. That's why I'm stumbling over myself so fucking hard right now. It's the moment I realized that I was just caught up in this escapism, it was kind of a hauntingly beautiful moment. At first, I started thinking about, oh, what the fuck's my destiny? What am I supposed to do with myself? And then I was sad that, YouTube didn't work out as well as I thought it would over restarting on YouTube. Because I was thinking, honestly, I'll have, 10k subs in a week and all that sort of stuff. I'll be able to approach machinima and I'll be making money again in no time. But I'm sitting here with my thumb up my ass at 4.8 subs, barely wanting to make videos. And it's kind of weird, but whatever, it is what it is. And again, I'm not saying I'm quitting YouTube or anything. I'm just kind of sitting here talking, expressing myself, introducing myself, basically, like I promised I would in a lot of my videos, or my earlier video, rather. Fucking English is hard. But I don't know. I mean, there's only really so much I can say about the topic. And so I guess the question is now, what am I going to do with myself? I'm thinking about university, trying my hand at it again, seeing what kind of shit I can get myself up to. That'll be something to think about for sure. That'll be really something to look into. I mean, like, even then, like, there's like an infinite limit of possibilities. Like, there's so much shit I can do. And like, the fact that I was limiting myself to sitting in my room, like, I like to think of myself, whether that may or may not be the case, I like to think of myself as like a social person. I like meeting new people, I like getting out in the world, I like doing things. But when I completely involve myself in YouTube, I didn't realize how it was affecting me as a person. And again, I'm not saying it was a negative experience. This summer was like one of the greatest summers of my life. I was super happy. I was making money off of YouTube, which is a crazy fucking dream I've had for years. So, like, it was all a great thing, but I didn't realize until a few days ago, like, how it was affecting me severely. Like, I just stopped having a want. And I'm talking like it took like months and months for this to start kicking in. I'm not saying like initially I started getting like sad and shit, but I'm talking like it took like months of constantly indulging in this escapism, throwing myself out from reality, not wanting to hang out with friends, not even wanting to like play games and make videos, which I had quit my day job to do. So that's when I realized that I probably have something serious. Well, not serious going on, but it's just like, that's when I realized that I just need to get my shit together. I need to be able to throw myself out into the world without having like an anxious thought about it, or being able to upload videos expressing myself without having people fucking freak out about it. And I don't know. So I'm at like a really weird point with myself right now. Kind of like philosophically, and they say like the 20s is like when you kind of start to have like that existential crisis of like, who am I, why am I here, what am I supposed to be doing with myself, all that sort of, typical bullshit. But for now, I guess it's just all one day at a time, slowly take myself in the right direction. And just to kind of, I'm not saying like escapism is like a completely horrible thing, but when you make the same mistake that I did and completely immerse yourself in it and shut yourself off from the outside world, that's when it can start to burn bridges, cause issues, all that sort of stuff in your or with your friends and family, all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of what's been going on with me for the past few days. I just been sitting there kind of racking myself, feeling like shit, not even understanding what exactly is going on. But again, I want to say, like, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not gonna stop uploading videos, or I'm not gonna I'm not gonna like, just completely vanish and shit. I'm saying, like, I'm still gonna be here. I'm just talking philosophically, if you will, about all this shit. But anyway, I've been fucking ranting on and saying nothing for the past few minutes, but just want you guys to know that I really appreciate your support as subscribers. Like, it's huge. And it's been a really humbling experience for me to be able to start over, because it allows me to reconnect to my roots, to the people who want to be here. I mean, that's also a huge thing too, because when over at Player POV, like, I would get a lot of comments saying like, oh, your videos are shit, Collective, I'm here for Cody. I'm like, what the fuck does that prove to me? Like, it doesn't make any sense that people will come to my videos and then be like, oh, I was expecting somebody else, when clearly the videos are, anyway, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, thanks for your time. If you stuck it out this long, let me know. Feel free, you guys can check out Player POV on Facebook. There's a lot of shit going on there. You can either, if you just want to, like, talk, chit chat, all that sort of shit, you can go ahead and send me an email at CollectivePPOV@gmail.com, so you can hit me up there. We can chit chat about pretty much anything, YouTube related, you related, me related, all that sort of shit. Yeah. Anyway, so let me know if you like this, because maybe next time I'll actually write down what I'm gonna fucking say, as opposed to saying and tripping over my words a lot and losing my points and then starting to try to think about what I'm gonna be saying and all that sort of shit. But anyway, yeah, so let me know if you like this or not. Obviously, the likes and comments or dislikes will give me a fucking solid hint. Anyway, I'm actually leaving this time. Peace. Love you.